Guys, what's going on? Merry Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve here in Sydney, Australia. Had a little bit of a technical difficulty trying to upload my breakdown of Inoue versus Picasso, but that is up on the channel. Patreon, I just posted it in there. If you're members on YouTube, I just posted it here. Guys, we launched the Patreon last week. Whatever one you join, whether you're Johnny Says Boxing VIP on YouTube or a Patreon, you guys get access to the Discord, our professional betting Discord. We're at about 340 VIPs in there. So I say thank you. It's a couple bucks a month. More than anything, guys, the Discord is a growing community. I never sell it as a you get my free bets, which you do, but it's a community. So click the link. The link for the Patreon, the link for the Discord is pinned here in the comment section. The Discord's also, if you want to support me in additional ways to help me continue to do this. We're almost doing this full time. Coaching is my passion. Writing is my passion. So I've created a life around doing things that I love to do. And I'm fortunate for it. So thank you guys for supporting me. Wherever you are tuning into the world, whatever you celebrate, I say welcome. Now, we're going to talk about Inoue versus Picasso. I'm going to give you my 2 cents real quick. We will then also open up the books. And we'll open the books in a second. So I just uploaded my Stats Zone live video. It talked about the pros and cons of each fighter. I gave you guys method of victories to each fighter. I want to talk about Picasso first. You guys know what you're going to get with Inoue. Picasso is the one who nobody's picking. I put a poll up on my Instagram, which I featured in the Stats Zone live video. If you guys aren't following me on Insta, Johnny Stofko on Instagram, just say you follow me on YouTube, I'll follow you back. About 2,000 people voted. And the people are saying what you guys are saying, Inoue by knockout, right? I think it's like 92% think Inoue's going to knock him out. Another smaller percentage thinks that it'll be a points decision, and then a very small percentage sprinkled on Picasso. Now, Picasso is going to be the younger guy. He's 25. He's an undefeated Mexican fighter. He's going to be the longer guy, longer reach. The physical intangibles will be on Picasso's side. He could punch a bit. He does a lot of things really well. I think he does have a path to victory, man. If he could just stay at range and use his jab. He has power, but not Inoue power. We're going to know if he's done his film study. Now, if you want, there's a few knocks on him, right? I don't like how inactive he's been. I mean, you can watch whatever content creators you watch on YouTube. I'm sure you're probably hearing similar narratives. The reason why I do Stats Zone live videos is because I like coming up with my own narratives. It's why I don't watch other content creators. I don't like being sort of, what's the word, pushed in a certain direction, even if it's subconsciously, right? So when I do my predictions, this is just me. Whenever you see the Stats Zone live video, I'm not, repeating, regurgitating. Now, in a fight like this where a guy is a 16-1 underdog as Picasso is, you're going to get similar takes. Now, my point was, I don't like how inactive Picasso has been. He's only fought once in 2025. This will be his second fight. He fought once against Kameda, a fight that he won majority decision. So if you watch that fight, it could have gone either way. This will be Inoue's fourth fight this year. This is something that I really admire about Inoue. You could talk about his power, you could talk about his bravery, his fight style, his explosivity, all of those intangibles. But I like how active he always is. This guy is always fighting. He tries to stay active. Fourth fight in 2025. And let's not get it twisted. We know what this fight is all about. We know what this fight card is all about. To potentially pair Inoue versus Nakatani. Now, my Nakatani fight prediction, he's fighting Sebastian Hernandez. That will be uploaded later on today. I have a full, this is holiday season. My girlfriend is from Italy. So her parents, her family is, Catholic. So this time of the year, it's very family oriented. So I'm trying to do my best to stay active and give you content. I'll be doing live stream tomorrow as well. But I'm uploading Nakatani next. The matchmakers, Riyadh Season, Ring, they want Nakatani versus Inoue. We'll get into that tomorrow about what Nakatani has to do. Because in my opinion, Nakatani doesn't just have to win. Nakatani has to win convincingly and put on a show. Because there's another name right by him that we have heard Turkey Al-Sheikh speak about, who he would put in there with Inoue, and that's obviously Bam Rodriguez. So Nakatani, in my opinion, has to go out and put on a show. So back to Picasso. He has to use his jab, fight at range, take advantage of the holes in Inoue's defense. But Inoue's defense, there's only holes because he's setting up his offense, right? You could call it, I wouldn't really call it a hole. I'd call it strategy. When you know you could take somebody's shot and it just goes to show you how good Ramon Cardenas is, or how we just saw Cardenas put on a show. Cardenas is a dog in there. And that shot that Cardenas hit Inoue with, that would have flatlined a lot of guys. And Inoue's not the biggest 122. We already know that. So that being said, Inoue's already 32 years old. How long is that chin always going to hold up like that? I mean, because he took a big shot from Neary too, and it's not like he's taking these shots and he's getting up and holding. It's not like he's getting dropped and he's like the round end. No, he's getting dropped, and somehow and it's just a testament to his recovery. It's a testament to his professionalism. It's a testament to his conditioning, that he could take a big puncher's shot and just come out of it like he's cool. You don't even see any sort of lingering effects throughout the round, throughout the next 30 seconds. It's like, oh, he just got dropped and he's normal again. You don't see that a lot. That's something that's special as well about the guy. Now, will this be his narrative his entire career? Will he retire undefeated? Will he get dropped again? I don't know. But sometimes you see guys who have a good chin who get dropped, and then and then all of a sudden they get hit with that same shot and they don't recover as well, especially the older you get. So we'll see. I don't think Picasso has that type of power. He's a good counter boxer. He does a lot of things really well. Will at 25 this kid be the one to beat Inoue? I don't think so. I think the biggest question is when will it happen? Will Picasso fight him like MJ? I don't think so either. I think MJ, when he looks back, when he looks at that tape, that fight's going to haunt him a bit. He's probably going to tell you he probably wishes he was more aggressive, probably wishes he didn't use the entire ring, probably wishes he would have punched with Inoue a little bit more. That fight went the distance because MJ chose for it to go the distance. He didn't put himself in a position to knock Inoue out, and that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to put yourself in a position to win. That's, once again, why hats off to Ramon Cardenas. Even though he got stopped, it took Inoue 8 rounds, I think. I think that was an 8-round stoppage to get Ramon out of there. And it's just kind of like propelled his career. Shout out to Ramon. He picked himself off the canvas, changed camps, and looked great last weekend, Pro Box. So this is interesting. I think it's going to come down to, I'm looking at you guys. Everybody wants the knockout. I think it's going to happen. When is it going to happen? You got to think that the game plan for David is going to be fight him at range, fight him on outside, use your jab, stick and move, and then make Inoue pay on your counter boxing. That's good when it's working, but when it's not working, the game within the game, and I talked about this in my Stats Zone Live video, is whether it happens in the first round or the third round, when it does happen, when Inoue beats Picasso in that counter game, the next move Picasso does will tell us when the stoppage happens. Will he stay and trade and engage like a proud Mexican fighter, or will he then pull an MJ, feel the power, and be like, I'm cool, and just survive? Because that's an option as well. And he's good enough to survive. So you got to keep that in mind. We're going to see early, probably the second, third round, what Picasso's plan B will be. We know what Inoue is going to do. So that being said, that's 10 minutes in. I'm going to start every time I upload a Stats Don't Lie video from here on out. I'm going to take the first 10 minutes of the live stream to kind of give you my rundown. A lot of the JSB insiders, if you guys watch my breakdowns of Stats Don't Lie ones, I say thank you. But this gives you guys the opportunity. If you don't want to watch those, you just got my opinion. So I'm going to start saying what's up to the boys now. Everybody's in. We're at about 25 people, 10 minutes in. Could you like this video? Let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know how we're doing. Kameda win is a good one for Picasso. Yeah, this is a good one for Picasso. It's his only win of the year. It went to the cards, majority decision. We know how good Kameda is. That was in July, August, September, October, November, December. Almost 5-6 months ago, And it's just a point. I'm glad you brought it. It's a point that I like to make is we could talk about how exciting Inoue is. We could talk about his, the run he's been on, what he's meant for this era of boxing. With Bud now retiring, you got to put Inoue at the top. Some of you boys already had him at the top, but don't forget to mention how active he is too. Like the kid, he's always putting his hand up, and how professional he is. Even if we don't speak Japanese, we don't speak his language. You could kind of get, you could kind of see what he's saying when he's talking. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I will watch foreign fighters interviews with subtitles to see their body language, to see their nonverbal, and it's almost like when you hear Inoue speak, when you're reading the subtitles, you understand his language. He's always switched on. This guy's always coming in shape, and if anything, he looks in better shape this fight week than he did against MJ. And I'll pull up the Instagram in a second. This is an undervalued card, 100% set for Brett. This card super exciting. There's a couple. Taraji versus Willabaldo is on this card. We already talked about Nakatani is on this card. I mean, it's a shame the Jazza Dickens Satsumi fight got scrapped. I really wanted to see that fight. Humble Crumble, what's up, Humble Crumble? Every time I read your name here, I think of eating pie. So you always make me hungry, player. I always think, I'm like, damn, I wish I had some pumpkin pie. Humble Crumble. I think that was an ice cream flavor back in the day when I was a kid. Like Humble Crumble apple pie. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. Della Mason. Della. I always get made fun of for my accent. You guys are going to talk. People make fun of me for how I said Inoue and Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason. Fighters of the Year. I can't disagree. His leaky defense is going to cost him. His style isn't really to fight on the outside and use his height. Hopefully, he has good enough defense chin to last the over, which I'm thinking. We'll pull those up in a second. I'm going to get caught up with the comments, and then I'll pull the odds up. Kiza, what's up? Inoue getting dropped. Isn't that crazy? Inoue gets dropped, and it's like, oh, shit, now he's ready to fight. It's crazy. I like how Inoue takes the 8 count instead of getting up, but I don't think he's been hurt the way Fury has been, or Berlanga, which they would. Great point, but they love Eddie. If we have to dissect how hurt a guy is, or has he been hurt as much as Fury or Berlanga, what I would do is think about the body type. Think about our body type matters, our muscle composition per fat composition. And this is the strength coach in me. You look at the body fat on Fury, you look at the body fat on Berlanga, you look at the body fat on Inoue. Obviously Inoue has no body fat. And I always said, I think Berlanga should be fighting at 160 pounds. He's always comes in at, and we know about Fury. The dude carries so much body fat around the midsection. It just goes to show you about lifestyles outside of the ring. And don't get it twisted. The ones who live a samurai lifestyle don't drink, don't get on the piss, never get out of shape, never have to cut too much fat, are the ones that have these sort of over time. I mean, think about all your favorite fighters. Stories of Floyd Mayweather going to a strip club in Vegas, not drinking, and then running home, doing his road work at 2 a.m., always training. These are the guys that usually have long, storied, stellar careers. Terrell, what's up? You guys are tapping in. Make sure you like this video, sent from pets. And this is the favorite thing. This is what I sell the Discord on. Community. It's not just about my bets. It should never be about gambling. I didn't start the Discord to be about gambling. I didn't start my YouTube to be about gambling. It's always been about boxing, community. So Sent from Pet says to Eddie, he's a true fighter. I have no doubt he has been down before in sparring and just knows what to do because he's been in all sorts of situations. He beat Donaire with a bad set. Yeah, dude. That was a fun fight. He beat him twice. Money Beach. Mike from Melbourne. What's up, Johnny? My bucket list would have been watching Inoue versus Nakatani live in Japan while the cherry trees were blooming. So that means we could do that. That has to take place, in March? When are the cherry blossoms blooming? And for all you guys outside, if you don't know what we're talking about, Japan is a hotbed sort of vacation spot for us Aussies. It's not that far away. I've been to Japan twice. And one of the things that gets you to Japan rather than the mountain and Tokyo is watching the cherry blossoms bloom. So, Mike, I agree, man. What a fun moment that would be. You might, hey, mate, It could be happening. You might be able to make that up. About to be in Florida next week. Gonna be living at Hard Rock, so I'm gonna chill until New Year. Good, dude. Money meets. You got a plan of attack. Who do you think would have won the Jazz and Dickens fight? I don't like one of the things I take pride in is make just like fighters, guys, just like our favorite fighters, as guys who break down tape and bet on fights, we have to make adjustments, right? So just like a guy who either lost a close point decision because he didn't have enough output, or a guy who got knocked out because of a tactical error, those next fights you have to make adjustments. I don't like losing on a guy twice in a row. So I hate that. I picked Gaziev to beat Jazza. I mean, Jazza was a fucking plus 500. So I know I'm not the only one who picked. I got honey dicked by the whole lore of the Olympian in Albert Gaziev. So who knows? I don't know. If it gets rescheduled, you'll find out. Big Shadow. I know they're not your thing, but I'm really eyeing these under 1.5 knockdown props. Big Dog. I actually hit a knockdown prop. I won my most, one of my biggest props last weekend. I took anthonyjoshua 2+ knockdowns and we hit. So maybe I'm on a streak. We'll see. What do you think of Hernandez and Garcia? Bro, the knockdown prop. So Hernandez versus let me pull the odds up. We're at that stage. I'm close to taking Willabaldo as my dog though. Okay, here we go, boys. Let's add the books to the stage. Like my breakdown and it's coming soon because it's already Wednesday, but I like Willabaldo's chances against Taraji. I like Willabaldo's output. I like what he's fighting for. Taraji's 33 years old. He's kind of been in the media, talking about cherry picking fights. He said he wanted specific fighters. You could see an interview he gave this week looking past Willabaldo Garcia. I think people look at Willabaldo's resume. He had, dude, 4 of the 6 losses from Willabaldo are by majority decision. The other 2 are UDs, maybe a split. Willabaldo could easily have only 2 losses, and the same could be said on the opposite end of Taraji. Taraji's won a handful of decisions that I felt he could have easily lost. I don't think that's a gimme. Plus 380 for Willabaldo. I think he's super live in that fight. And then the Juto Nakatani knockdown. I think I'm gonna play a knockdown prop here, to be honest with you. I talked about it yesterday on my live stream. We didn't have odds at the time. And boys, thanks for asking, Big Shadow. We just got odds. So now I mean, Sebastian Hernandez is going to be coming to fight, boy. So like, and I said this yesterday on my live stream. Juto Nakatani is one of my favorite fighters to watch. I can't quite pinpoint. There's something in his offense. Like if I had to say who would lose first, if all 3 of these guys, if they didn't fight each other, who would lose first? Junto, Naoya, or Bam? Considering all these 3 names are being sort of like in and out of facing each other. Even though Junto's one of my favorite, there's something in Junto's style. Maybe it's his high guard defense that I would say Junto would probably be the one to lose first out of Inoue and Bam. Even in his last fight, fighting at range, he comes here. I don't know. I'm a big Junto fan. I like that he does his camps in America. I like his style. Like I said, I can't pinpoint it. There's something that makes me cautious about Junto Nakatani's style if he's going to be in there with another big puncher. We just haven't seen it yet. Will this be the fight? I don't think so. Sebastian Hernandez will be there, though, to get hit. So maybe the knockdown prop is the one to play. I'm not getting it yet. Method of victory, Nakatani by knockout, $1.43. Not the worst odds there. Decision plus 290. I mean, I could see this going the distance as well, though. We'll see. If I get a knockdown prop, we'll bring that back up. What's up, Matty boy? I appreciate the super chat. Best prop you can get is Taraji knockout, in my opinion. So you think Taraji is going to knock out Willabaldo? Willabaldo's 6 losses. He's never been stopped. All of them are decisions. He's tough as nails. Interesting. Thank you for the super chat. We'll play it. We'll play it. We'll check it out tomorrow, as those options open up for us. Some of the insiders are peeping. Who's your dog of the week? Right now, it's Willibaldo Garcia. It's not official yet, but give me 24 hours. I like Willibaldo Garcia's chances. DC cherry blossoms end of March, early April. There you go. Smart chat. Sent from Pat. I got Willibaldo also. I don't like his mindset in his past fights. I can see this going to the decision. Yeah. Guys, look, do your research on Taraji's interview. See if there's one that has translation where he's talking about. I don't think he's as locked in as you think. I think this is Willibaldo is a guy that this is his chance, dude. This guy, and when you watch the Rene Calito fights, the ones he had a draw, I thought he won the fight, then he got the decision. The kid's never been stopped. He's tough as nails. He gets hit a lot. Yeah, he's gonna get hit a lot. But I mean, this is boxing. We get punched in the head. I think it's going to come down to heart and durability, and there's going to be some questions that are going to have to be asked for Taraji. And at plus 380, I have no problem picking Willibaldo, guys. I have no problem taking that. I think he's super live. I think there's some intangibles there that are favoring him. I like that the fight is in Riyadh and not in Japan. I like the fact that Willibaldo, at this stage of his career, I think he's the hungrier guy. Yep, we've seen him stopped before. You got Ibuki or Alvarado close. I think that's another fight that we could be on upset alert. So guys, this fight is in Japan, by the way. It's kind of like pieced together because of the time zones with the Riyadh card, but just so you know, this Ibuki Alvarado fight is in Japan. If I had to pick what dog do I like better, Willie or Felix, I would say Willibaldo, but this is worth the film study too. What's up, Gasville? As I said in the group, Taraji point sounds like the plan. Could be. Chris Weeks. I'm going with your advice this week, Johnny. I'm taking Garcia in the upset, not betting heavy. Yeah, guys, a lot of times you don't always. I think when we're deciding on our wallet, whatever your unit is, whatever your bankroll is, I think a lot of times, and I'm not a superstitious guy. I'm not one. You'll never hear me. Oh, I just had a feeling about this, or I had a dream that this was going to happen. I'm not that guy. I'm a science-based guy. I'm a science-based coach. I do stats matter to me, but I do want to say this: the times where I've bet heavy, and you don't always win them, but if you're fortunate, I think there's an intuition to that. Like, not necessarily like an intuitive thing that, oh, I had a vision, this guy's going to win by knockout. It's an intuitive thing that I at least get like, you know what, Johnny, you're on a bit of a heater. 4x this bet. You know what? Because you're on a heater, 4x it from your normal unit. And if you lose, it just brings you back to base. But if you win, you just 4x'd it. And you know what I'm saying? So when Chris is saying he's not going heavy this week, I appreciate that. Like, it really isn't one fight on this card in Riyadh that I'm getting an intuitive thing about, like, all right, you know what? And we hit a lot this weekend. This past week, I hit 22 out of 23 on all my bets from 10 different fight cards. So I am up. So that being said, there isn't one that I'm like, I'm gonna 4x my bank. I'm gonna 4x my normal unit and put it on this fight. I do. The more I'm digging in, though, Chris, I do like Willie by upset. I do like Willie. Is that gonna be a 4x bet for me? Nah. Have you looked at the underdogs, Rene Garcia? I can see that happening this weekend. Yeah, that's what I'm talking. And that's what and you can't predict it. It's like an intuitive thing, especially the older you are, the longer you've been in the game, where your bets have been trending. look, we're not. I don't. There's not a lot of guys on this chat that lose all the time. We actually, from what I see in the Discord, um, from the chat, dude, we as a team here, as a collective team, we have a high hit rate. We have a high hit rate. So we don't have like a lot of losers in our group. And I think the opposite of that, when you have a high, at least a consistent way of winning, anything over like, shit, technically anything over 51% of the time you're winning, right? It just depends on how smart you are with your bankroll. But I'm thinking we're somewhere between 80 and 90, at least since I started the Discord in July. So when Wallaby King says you feel it sometimes, you do. You're kind of like, I 2.5x my unit on a parlay last weekend and it hit. And the only reason I did it is as I'm putting the money aside, I'm like, bro, I just did this. This one hit. I'm gonna 2.5 and it hit. And that's what I'm talking about. It's kind of like this, you know. I think that I even think the statistic or the intuitive amount of bet for me is almost like a statistical equation as well. Inoue and Nakatani around 7 to 12. Let's see what that pays. Let's see if we're gonna do Kiza's. We're gonna see what this pays real quick. I'm sure he could just tell me, but I want to see the odds. I want to see the odds on my end. So Nakatani 7 to 12. Round betting markets. Okay, round betting Nakatani 7 to 8. Round betting markets, alternate rounds, 9 to 12. I'm getting Nakatani 9 to 12. Yeah, I'm not getting 7 to 12. I'm only getting 9 to 12, which kind of changes the game. Let's see what 9 to 12 pays, plus 330. And let's see what Inoue. Yeah, guys, because the money lines on either guy, it's not where $1.04 and $1.09. It's like, get out. You can miss me with that. Inoue 9 to 10. Other markets, Inoue 9 to 12 plus 500. I know this isn't what you said. I'm just trying to marginalize it as close to what you said. Because on my books, I'm only getting 9 to 12. Junto and Naoya 9 to 12 on the same one. Oh my God. Fucking plus 2,400. That's insane. I mean, that's freaking tempting. Why not sprinkle something on there? Half a unit. Into light, Alan Picasso is very good. I know. The tapes don't lie. The dude got good. Yeah, he does. I don't see why. Look, what I said the same thing. He's undefeated for a reason. I'll tell you why. I mean, why everyone is doubting him is crazy. No. I think we need to change the rhetoric there. Nobody is doubting Alan Picasso. Everybody is picking Naoya Inoue. So the opposite side of that coin, it's not doubt, it's belief in who he's fighting, right? So it's not like people are doubting Picasso. If Picasso was the A side and then people were saying he was going to lose, you could then use the adjective people are doubting him. But Picasso's the B side. So the flip end is because they believe in Naoya Inoue, mate. That's why. Because Inoue is what, 31-0 with 27 knockouts? Because Inoue's fight, like, that's why. So it's not like when you're the B side, it's not like people are doubting you. It's like because people have so much belief in the A side, and rightfully so. But Alan, at 25 years old, he has time. He has time. You know what? And he's going to take a lot from this fight. This would be the biggest shocker of the year if Picasso beats Inoue. I would be absolutely shocked because everything he does really well, Naoya's power is going to neutralize that. Even the reach. This is why I said, though, the path to victory, Allen needs to jump on that jab early, stay consistent with the jab, force Inoue to punch with him, which he will. He doesn't have to force it, but his counters then have to be on point. And we're going to see that durability. This is a guy who just went full distance with Kameda in July. I don't like his inactivity. I don't like his resume overall. This is another thing we must talk about. Both guys have similar amounts of fights, but anyway, 31 pro fights. I think over 90% of his entire fights, his entire career, have been world title fights. So you have to mention that as well. You have to mention the world title experience. You have to mention the resume. You have to mention the Hall of Famers he's beaten. You have to mention the activity of the year. What have you done for me lately? Inoue, even though he's the older guy, way more active. Career, like Hall of Fame resume, Hall of Famer. Like, so there's a lot of these intangible factors that aren't that people aren't talking about. So it's not that people are doubting Picasso. It's like motherfuckers know what time it really is. This is Inoue. So we're looking at all time great here. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be fun. And I think what's gonna happen is if David Picasso fights the fight that I think he's going to fight, I think he's going to fight a brave fight. I think he's going to where his technical prowess will be on display early. I do think he gets stopped, but I think what fans will see from Picasso, even if he gets stopped or when he gets stopped, it'll be similar to Ramon Cardenas. He's going to leave this fight a winner even by losing. Because I kind of knew who Cardenas was. I didn't know Cardenas had that much spirit. I'm a fan of Ramon now. Like, I'm not just a guy who breaks his fight. Like, when Ramon fights, I'm tuning in. And I think that's going to be the case. So sometimes, even if you lose, you don't lose. You get to take a percentage of a fan base with you. And at 25 years old, David Allen Picasso, King David, they call him, El Rey, it's a win-win, man. I think it's a win-win for Picasso. Still young, big for the division. I just think, it's not necessary to put exclamation point or a bow to the season. We're not doubting Allen. He's just happening to be fighting that dude. This card is already insane on its own. Then we got the holidays, Christmas and New Year's. Boom! Instantly, Serrano, Matias, Smith, Cabiel. Did you see the undercard fights they just added? Khalil Ko is fighting now. They just added Zequin Moses is on that undercard, and there's a big name. Dude, we got the Shakur Teofimo at the very end of January. I think it's the last day. When's Josh Kelly fighting Murtazaev? Is that the first week of February? We got so many fights coming up, boys. You got Nikita Zoo versus Michael Zarafa. I know that's an Aussie fight, but bro, that's gonna be an exciting fight. Tune into that. I actually can't wait for that. Could be the greatest power puncher I've ever seen. Boxer puncher. Like, if you were to make him in a lab, be all right, make me a brave, admirable puncher that is gonna fight with a warrior spirit. Who are you gonna make? I think they made him for us. I think they made him for us. So once again, Chris, we're not doubting Picasso. He's fighting fucking that dude. This is off topic, very random. Do you see Skull fighting in 2026? I wish, dude, people hate on William Skull. Dude, I hope so. I'm a romantic about this shit though, you guys know. I'm a hopeless romantic about boxing, about life. I'm a consummate optimist as well. What you see here is what you get. Like, I could find the beauty in anything. I could find the beauty in entropy. I could find the beauty in decay. I could find the beauty in degradation. So when I saw William Skull fighting Canelo, I'm seeing him surviving. The best thing about that fight for me was seeing the gold dust. Skull, rewatch the fight. William Skull, people had these awesome gold boots on that had gold dust on it. So the entire time he's using the entire ring, you could see gold flaking off the shoe. I think Skull's marketable. That fight against Canelo wasn't marketable, but when you look at him and you see how much charisma he has, he's always in shape. I hope he gets a big fight, man. Like, this is boxing. Let's fucking do it. William Skull might end up getting blacklisted from the top dogs after the probably. I hope not though. What's up, Kyle? Bixie Dust. Dalton Smith, Mosby. This is something that I think works in my favor as an analyst of the sport, doing what we do. is that I go into each fight. I'm not a fan of fighters. So I go into each fight on what I see each fight. Like, so it's not like, so my point is when Dalton Smith fought Matthew Germain is a guy who came from Canada, a lot of fights on his record. I think it was Matthew Germain's first fight ever out of Canada. And this was Dalton Smith's time. They built this whole card around Dalton. It was the world's chance to see who Dalton Smith is and was. And we were being sold and are being sold Dalton Smith as being this aggressive, fan-friendly, marketable, athletic fighter. And we're watching the Matthew Germain fight, and maybe you have off nights, but what do they always say? The best players make the best plays when the lights are the brightest. Best fighters step up when the lights are the brightest. He didn't step up. What a time to have an off night if that was an off night. Flat-footed, like he was losing late exchanges. He didn't do it for me. I had him winning the fight. He won a unanimous decision, but you look at his resume. This fight is in Brooklyn. Brooklyn stand up, Bed-Stuy, New York, New York, ain't the city you dream. So, like, I don't know. And it's not that big of an upset. Let's see. The odds right now have it almost at a 50-50. And I picked Matias to beat Liam, and I lost. And I picked Puello to beat Matias, which I think he did. I think Alberto Puello won two of the last 3 rounds, but they gave it to Matias. So Matias, for me, is flirting on the no bet list for me, statistically speaking. But going into this fight with Dalton, there's no way I'm picking against Matias. No way. I would take Matias. I think people, what I've done wrong in the past is that I kind of undervalued his movement. I thought Matias isn't a traditional flat-footed, marauding, Tim Tszyu-esque footwork style. Matias has way better movement than I thought, and I think he has way better movement than people give him credit for. And he didn't fade either. Like, it wasn't a car. Like, people were like, he'll fade, he gets hit, but not against Puello. I did have him losing 2 out of 3, but the last rounds. So let's see what the odds are. Dude, this is fucking... By the way, boys, thank you, because this is fucking awesome. Like, we're just here, dude, no matter what, it's Christmas Eve, 10 a.m., 10:20 a.m., and we're out here talking about Matthew Germain boxing fights. What the fuck? I fucking love it. All right, guys, so here are the odds for Dalton and Subriel. Yeah, so I knew it. I thought on paper it's borderline a 50-50 still. Borderline a coin, right? 100 on Matias gets your money back plus 77. 100 on Dalton gets your money back plus 120. So Dalton is the dog. He's in plus money. You give me Matias at 77% return against Dalton Smith, who I think Dalton, look, you know what Dalton's going to have to do for me? He's going to have to go in and have the performance of a lifetime to prove it to me, because right now I'm not sold. I think Dalton's a domestic guy. I think Subriel handles him. I'm just catching up to these comments. Dalton, the boys are popping. Chris says Dalton's style seems perfect for Matias. 79, Dalton Smith is going to outbox Matias, but Puello couldn't. I don't see it. 79, and I see eye to eye there. Dalton is kind of stiff. That Germain dude was way smaller, and Smith couldn't look good. Right? 79. What have you done for me lately? We've seen what Dalton did against Germain. All Subaru Matias does is fight Alberto Puello, Liam Paro, and before that was on his streak. You think Bakram in it? You guys already. I don't like Murtazaev. I'm taking Josh Kelly in this fight. I'm not sold on Bakram Murtazaev, guys. I think Bakram Murtazaev is an easy read for Joshua Kelly. Kelly's a big dude. So when we're talking about the power carrying over, Kelly's super athletic, reflex fighter. I like the adjustments Kelly has made. Just watch Ray Robinson and then watch David Evanesian, his 2 blemishes, which would have been about, 5-6 years ago now. And since then he really hasn't fought he beat Troy Williamson. Since then, Troy looked good against punk ass Callum Simpson, and he's coming off a first round knockout against the German kid, Bea. So Fabio Bea, who had a padded record. But people are, I've never been sold on Murtazaev. Um, I like Josh Kelly in this fight. I got to be honest with you. He has power. He's bigger. He could crack. We'll see. We'll see how he handles it. I have no problem taking Kelly in this fight. And let's look at those odds. Kelly's a good boxer, man. Shit. Shit. Don't listen to me. Don't put your money on Josh at plus 320. Jesus. I'm loving these odds, boy. I think people are underestimating Josh too, man. I watched Kelly when he was an amateur. And I don't it's weird. Let me increase my big ass head real quick. For me, it's weird to see how people throw away Ray Robinson. Ray Robinson was a good ass pro, a Philly guy, tricky as hell. And I think it was a little bit too, he was a real pro when he fought Josh. Josh was still green, still doing that social media shit, that fucking, going viral. And he fought Ray to a draw. Ray, tough ass Philly fighter, dude. People in Philly know about how good Ray Robinson is. And it was Kelly's first and only fight in the States. And then he goes out and, he gets stopped against Ava Nation. You guys throw away Ava. Dude, Ava? Shit. The only two guys who really could beat Ava was Bud and Jerron. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ava Nation, very, very, dude, Ava Nation, world-class fighter. I don't care what people say. The dude got skills. And he had a great game plan. He, smart fight IQ. So, Kelly took a lot from both of those fights. And I'm not sold on Murtazaev at all. You guys call him the boogeyman. I do not call him the boogeyman. He looked good against Tim, but he looks basic to me. His punching looks basic too. His punching, there's something about his extension where it almost, I don't know. You give me Josh at plus 320. I'm eating that all day. These streams feel like I appreciate you, brother. This is fine, and this is what we have to do in 79 because I respect you, and you know your shit. Let me know if ever you want to come on. We could debate it when the time comes. Rando Light, boys. Happy holidays. Happy holidays are singing. Happy holiday. Dalton needs the night of his life to win. I still think he does, man. I think Dalton's going to be in over his boots against Subriel. Kelly going on a separate parlay. Put that motherfucker on his own little. Guys, don't, like, if you're ever taking a dog at anything over plus 300 and you're betting one unit, your normal unit of bet, put that fool on his own parlay, mate. Now this past weekend, and you guys will see me sprinkle big dogs on a parlay, but that's like a half unit bet for me, meaning my normal betting amount. If I'm putting a big dog on a parlay, I'm going to cut my normal betting amount in half. So that's the strategy of betting. And this is something that everybody's learning as well. It's not just picking winners and losers. There's strategies of betting. There's how to bet. The analytics, the minutia of betting, just like the minutia of throwing a jab. It's all science. Kelly's problem is gas tank. I think he wins early rounds, but if he slows down, he probably gets up. Yeah. No, good read. Good read. We've seen it happen before. But his no, dude, I want to see Bakram to the body. I've seen Murtazaev hurt to the body before. I think Murtazaev's weakness is to the body. Josh Kelly's slip and rips to the body, dude. Get out of here. I like Kelly. I mean, I can see Murtazaev getting stopped. Ray Robinson, but yes, dude. Why did people to this day cue the cue the bronze bomber? To this day, it still shocks me how people and Josh drew with Ray Robinson. I think at the time Ray was already a seasoned pro. In the not to mention the spar, being a Philly kid, the draw. I think that was at the Garden as well. People like threw Kelly away because of that. It was crazy to me. Billy, respected brains. This is what we do. Bill's family, man. You're a new. I saw that you joined the Discord this week. We appreciate you. If you have any questions about in the Discord, just send me a message. This is what we do. We're brainstorming. Kelly got a first round knockout. Yeah, Fabio Bea. We broke that fight down. When that happened, we got Josh at $1.89 to get that stoppage, and he stopped him in the first round. 79 is going to the. Yeah, that's what they just introduced. 79. Madrimov is fighting on the Morataya versus Cruz undercard, which is great. Bakram has won a few fights fasting during Ramadan. No, you're right. This is something that should be mentioned. There's Ramadan Bakram Murtazaev and non-Ramadan Bakram Murtazaev. But the only evidence we have of non-Ramadan Bakram Murtazaev is the Tim Tszyu fight. But was that damaged goods Tim Tszyu? That's post Seb Fandora Tim Tszyu first fight. Madrimov will win. I don't even know his opponent. I got to do my tape. People sleep on Madrimov too, mate. Dude, that style. Is there a trickier style than Israel Madrimov? That fucking herky-jerky feinting and fucking bouncing and, dude, throwing his hooks fucking. It's like a mix of a Dimitri Bivol hook and like a quick check. Like, Madrimov's a nightmare to study, dude, if you had to fight him. And it just goes to show you, I had Bud 8-4. Like, I had Bud 8-4, maybe 7-5. It just goes to show you how good Israel Madrimov is. Kelly grinds whip. Yes. Guys, and on that note, I got to grind my way to my girl's house. It's Christmas Eve. She got me with a menu. I'll tell you what she's like. I'll tell you what I had to do to show up at her house. Christmas Eve menu. So I live alone. I'm a cowboy. But I met my girl at the grocery store 7 years ago, and she's the love of my life. But she knows she has to give me sort of like instructions. She goes, Johnny, here's the Christmas Eve menu. Here's what you have to bring. I lived in LA for like 7 years, so I love eating like traditional Mexican food. So like ceviche, guacamole, like from like the northern part of Mexico region. I used to go to the southern Baja California tip down in Baja, Cabo San Lucas, but I lived in Long Beach, this Latin nightclub called Lapa Lapa, and a lot of the boys there who worked in the kitchen were from Michoacan. So they would do like traditional, so ceviche. So anyway, I had to make guacamole, my homemade guac. I had to make my homemade ceviche. I'm bringing crab. I had to buy a cake. And then I had to bring stuffed red peppers with feta cheese and cut up pineapple. What she has there are prawns, sashimi, her homemade Oreo bowls, a charcuterie board, prosciutto, cherries, grapes, and rock melon. It's just me and her. So I have to go do that. I appreciate everybody here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is my Christmas morning. I will be live streaming Christmas morning. And wherever you are in the world, whatever you celebrate, I thank you for being here. I thank you for the support. And the community we're growing is my main objective. So thank you.